From Get Gorgeous. Did you read or did you see the headline last week in one of the tabloids, the Daily Mail, about a doctor who was screaming at all of us for clean eating? Clean eating is causing an anorexic epidemic. Clean eating is a fad diet and all these young girls are suffering as a consequence. Really? Is that how we see it? I don't think so. I think we need to add a little bit of common sense to all of that. One of my gorgeous friends, her name is Maj, beautiful Scandinavian goddess. She was discussing this and she was really upset about the headline that the Daily Mail had used. And she was analysing clean eating and explaining that clean eating is all about unprocessed foods, getting food as clean and as natural to their original source as you possibly can. So what's the problem with that? Nothing. It's codswallop. And she was explaining it's when people become obsessional, when they go really overboard with something, that's what causes the problem. When you start to become very ultra selective in your diet, that's the problem. And that, to be honest, was what Dr. Max Pemberton was also saying. So these headlines, these smash and grab headlines, they don't do us any favours, they confuse us. So what I want to do is just go through the principles of clean eating and understand why this would be a problem. Now, in my opinion, of course, there are young women out there who are confused and who have issues, but it's not because of the diet they're following, it's because of bigger issues, comparison distortions. I talked about this a few weeks ago, having these social media before and after photos. I know, I've done it, but I'm 50, so I'm allowed to. I've got wrinkles and I'm happy to show those off. But it's these unrealistic comparison photography that really upsets people and confuses people. And this whole comparison thing that the young girls are following, that's where the issue is, not in simple principles. So let's look at the clean diet principles. Well, as I said, the first one is to eliminate processed foods. Okay, that might be a bit strong, but getting close to that as you can is a good idea. Include some protein, carbs, and fat to every meal. That's another of the clean eating principles. How far away from natural nutrition is that? Watch out for fat, salt and sugar. Third clean eating principle. Well, I have a problem with the fat, but the salt I would also discuss. Sugar, not a problem at all. Eat 5 to 6 small meals a day. That's what they're suggesting, okay? Get moving. I'm always up for that. Moving enhances your mood and makes you feel good, so I'm always up for that. And then the other clean eating principle is don't drink your calories. Now that's a whole nother subject. Of course, we shouldn't be drinking high fructose corn sugar drinks. We all know that these things are causing us a problem. I hope we do. These drinks don't go through the natural digestive system. They go straight through to the liver. They're processed there and they're causing non-fatty liver disease. So clean eating is asking us not to drink our calories. I don't have a problem with calories. I would say that it's the way that high fructose is processed. So we're saying the same thing. Leave it at that. Eating less processed foods, that has got to be a good idea. The cleaner it is, the more natural it is, and the more you're limiting your sugar, the better it is for your body. So why has clean eating come under such a barrage of criticism? Well, as I've explained, there are a small minority who are upset for various other reasons, bigger reasons. But also, it could be the fact that the vegetarian and the vegan element of it is becoming too obsessional as well. So let's talk about that. Increasing your veg is a good thing. Let me say that very clearly. Phytonutrients that you get from veg is going to be good for you. You're going to increase your mineral and your vitamin content of your food if you increase your veg. You know that it's going to be good for your bowels. We know that. don't need scientific proof. You know that it's going to help the way that your body functions and the way that you feel. That's great. If you're getting all your nutrients from veg, if you're doing a plant-based diet, then there are certain things that you need to be aware of. There are certain nutrients that you can indulge in, and there are certain ones that you're going to miss out. The biggest thing for me is the 9 amino acids, the essential amino acids, which you get in animal products straight away. It's dead easy. When you're following a plant-based diet, you have to include your grains with your vegetables to get those 9 amino acids. So there are some considerations when you're following a vegetarian, vegan diet. It's a lot more planning, and you have to listen to your body a little bit more. And that's what I would say in a nutshell. Get it? Anyway. The other things that there are certain vitamins and nutrients. For instance, your B12. You're not going to get as much B12 on a vegetarian diet, and that's why loads of cereals breakfast cereals add B12. It's fortified with B12. I'm not very comfortable with cereals, as you know, but a supplement in B12 is going to help you with that. The other thing is calcium. Get a little bit nervous with calcium because of osteoporosis. And if you're on a plant-based diet, you need to make sure you're having your green leafy veg. A lot of vegetarians use tofu and nuts, and sometimes high intake of those sort of products can actually hinder absorption of calcium. I'm not trying to scare anyone, I'm just saying do your research. Be confident in the diet that you're following. Iodine, a lot of soya-based proteins, a lot of replacement proteins can affect, if you overconsume, if you're just using the same food source all the time, like spinach or soya beans, then it can have an effect on your thyroid. Don't be scared, just be aware. Vitamin D, which you can get quite naturally in dairy products, you need to be aware of your source. So zinc, that you need for your immunity, you can replace that with quinoa and things like that. So my issue with vegetarian and vegan is that it's work. You have to do your homework to figure out how it's going to be adapted to you, okay? And you do that through your intuition, through your body knowledge. If you want someone to help you, I'm here. I would love to help. There are certain principles, certain basics that you have to have in place before you start tweaking. That's what you need to know. I can't go into that all here, but you know in the blogs and the vlogs that I've written, you need at least 12 nutritional basics, fundamentals, and then you can tweak at the end. So you have to get those in line. Going back to my gorgeous friend Mai, when she was talking about clean eating and when she was really upset about the headlines, she posted a picture of her Saturday morning fry up. It was hilarious. Loads and loads of fruit, loads of, I don't know what kind of milk it was, but it wasn't dairy, I don't know what it was. And she said there's some porridge in there. Well, that works for her. She is a Scandinavian blonde goddess. It works for her. The carbs work for her early in the morning. I'm not so much your Scandinavian goddess. I'm more shorter, a little bit more swarthy. So it wouldn't suit me. I would stick to my source of breakfast, and that would be my eggs, and dare I say it, bacon. But that is what sustains me. I use coconut oil, so it's not a fry up in the traditional sense of the words, but it suits me. It gives me sustained energy. And I have figured that out through decades of nutritional knowledge and experimenting. And I know that if I have a sugary breakfast, whether it's just fruit, I will be exhausted in an hour's time. It takes knowledge, self-knowledge, intuition, but there are also the 12 fundamental nutritional guidelines that you need to follow. Simple stuff. And over the next few blogs, I'll outline a few of them, okay? I hope this was fun, light-hearted and knowledgeable. Follow your diet, follow your path, know what you're doing. Bye.